Hello again, everybody. I'm Scott Casper. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. It's time to bring to you all this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. From everybody here at the show, we'd like to start by wishing you and yours a very blessed holiday season. As is tradition now, we devote the final episode of the year to looking at everything that's happened over the last 365 days. 2013 was one of the most intense years for USA Wrestling ever. It was exciting, stressful, unexpected, and challenging all at the same time. 2013 surely will go down in history books as a historic time for our sport. So what do you say? Let's take a look back at some of the biggest stories over the last year. Well, the international wrestling community will never forget February 12, 2013, when unexpected news came out of Europe. The International Olympic Committee voted to eliminate a sport from the core program of the Olympic Games, and to the shock and surprise of the world, they selected wrestling. Well, this recommendation still had to be approved by the entire IOC, but it was in their plan that wrestling be removed from the 2020 Olympic Games and beyond. This set off a 7-month fight by the international community to retain wrestling at the Olympics, a news story which made headlines worldwide. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that epic fight. We start with February 12th. USA Wrestling's executive director, Rich Bender, gave his reaction to the executive board's announcement.
Anger and shock are the first two thoughts that come to mind in terms of emotions that the wrestling community felt. I know I felt that, and certainly it was something that was not certainly unexpected by the U.S. wrestling community, the international wrestling community, and really the sports world worldwide. If you look at the public outcry all over the globe from sports media not necessarily connected to wrestling, it's an outrageous decision, and obviously one that we're going to fix.
Well, quickly, there was a change in leadership within FILA, the International Wrestling Federation. After a vote of no confidence at the executive board meeting in Thailand, President Rafael Martinetti of Switzerland resigned and was replaced by interim president Nanad Lalovic of Serbia. That same week, USA Wrestling created the Committee for the Preservation of Olympic Wrestling, an all-star group of leaders and legends chaired by Olympic medalist and international leader Bill Scheer. This group handled the American effort to save the sport. Scheer had his first chance to explain the effort to the public at the NCAA Championships in Des Moines.
The IOC Executive Board has felt the need to defend their decision publicly. If you're getting people defending their decision, you definitely know you've made an impact with the publicity that they felt.
Well, the first big step forward for the sport came May 18th at the FILA Extraordinary Congress. USA Wrestling Weekly was there when Nanad Lalovic was selected as full-time president, and a number of important changes were put into place. The rules of wrestling were improved, governance changes provided more input from women and athletes, and wrestling showed the world that it was indeed willing and able to change. The first big test came on May 29th in St. Petersburg, Russia. That's when the IOC Executive Committee selected 3 sports from 8 candidates for consideration for the 2020 and 2024 Games. Wrestling, along with squash and the combined baseball-softball bid, all advanced to the final stage of the process. The community of wrestling came together like never before and worked as FILA together worked with USA Wrestling and other national wrestling federations to educate the world about the importance and values of the sport. The final big test came September 8th in Buenos Aires, Argentina, when the IOC General Assembly heard presentations from the 3 finalist sports. They selected just one additional sport for the 2020 and 2024 program. The announcement was shown throughout the world via webcast. Wrestling was represented again by an all-star team of presenters: FILA President Nanad Lalovic of Serbia, Olympic Executive Jim Scheer of the United States, Olympic Champion Carol Wynn of Canada, Olympic Champ Daniel Agali of Nigeria, and Canadian Olympian Lise Legrand of France all made dramatic presentations. Squash and softball made their cases as well. Then the time came for the vote and the decision. IOC President Jacques Rogue made the stunning announcement.
With 49 votes, wrestling has been elected for the 2020 Games.
FILA President Nanad Lalovic talked after the vote.
What we try to do is to update our sport, to make it more spectacular, more watchable, understandable, rules understandable, and that is the only way to fulfill the wrestling halls.
Jim Shear, the U.S., talked about the decision as well.
Well, we're just thrilled and relieved that wrestling's back on the program. It's been a long 7 months, but a testament to all the millions of wrestlers around the world and those in the United States who believed in the sport, came forward, supported it, allowed FILA to address the issues, and gave the IOC a reason to put wrestling back on the program.
Well, the entire wrestling community went into immediate worldwide celebration. The oldest and greatest sport on earth had retained its Olympic future. The watch parties were held around the United States, including at USA Wrestling headquarters in Colorado Springs, in Iowa, in Oklahoma, Illinois, and New York. It was time to celebrate wrestling's biggest victory.
I think they couldn't have chose a better panel of presenters. Oh my gosh, I couldn't have seen it gone a better way. I was nervous. I had that whole nerves flowing through my whole body, and I still have that.
We'll continue our conversation on the Keep Olympic Wrestling effort, including some key international events that took place during the year, a little bit later in the show. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Well, coming into 2013, many considered American freestyle superstar Jordan Burrows, the 2011 World and 2012 Olympic champ, as the best pound-for-pound wrestler in the world. Indeed, I thought he was too. After the 2013 World Championships, many now also consider him to be one of the toughest and most courageous champs in wrestling history. Burrows earned the gold at 163 at the 2013 World Championships in Budapest, Hungary in September. He came out strong, defeating Gamid Daliyev of Tajikistan and Narsingh Yadav of India with technical falls in the first two bouts. In the quarters, he took apart two-time world medalist Jabril Hassanov of Azerbaijan, another dominant tech fall by the American. The semifinals were a good test, a physical bout with Ali Shabanov of Belarus. Burrows kept his composure, building a 6-1 lead before Shabanov was disqualified for striking Burrows in the head late in the second period. Well, this set up a finals bout against a young Iranian star, Ezzatollah Akbar Izar Inkolay. Burrows came through with a hard-fought 4-0 win and celebrated his third straight gold medal performance in a winning streak that continues to this day, 67 consecutive bouts. Then came the amazing news. Burrows told the world that he won this title only a month after breaking his ankle in training, and he'd wrestled with screws and a plate in his ankle. The man was indeed a Superman.
I wanted to be with my team, so I just met up with my team this week, and everyone was happy to see me, and I'm like, guys, you won't believe this. Like, last time they saw me, I was on crutches. Yeah. Now they're looking at me, I'm winning world titles. So they're like, it's amazing, amazing stuff.
Well, there was little doubt after the Worlds in Budapest that Jordan Burrows of the U.S. is perhaps the most successful, most talented, and most popular wrestler on the planet today. We happen to agree. Well, coming into the 2012-2013 NCAA season, Cornell's Kyle Dake was seeking to make history of his own. A three-time NCAA champ at that point, Dake sought his fourth NCAA title as a senior. He decided to jump up a weight to 165, looking to be the first ever to win 4 NCAA titles in 4 different weights. To do this, he'd have to beat returning NCAA champ and Hodge Trophy winner David Taylor of Penn State, along with the rest of a very talented field. All season, wrestling fans clamored for a Dake-Taylor championship bout at the NCAAs in Des Moines, Iowa. Both wrestlers held up their end of the bargain, powering through the brackets to reach the finals. The NCAA decided to make their 165-pound finale the last bout of the event, a true main event for all to see. Well, the crowd inside Wells Fargo Arena was deafening as the two competitors came to the raised mat. Taylor started with a takedown, but Dake escaped and got his own takedown for a 3-2 lead after 1. Dake led 4-3 late in the match before Taylor gained a stalling point. Kyle then earned a riding time point after accumulating a 1-minute 13-second advantage for a 5-4 win. That made college wrestling history.
I probably won't sink in for a while. I've been dreaming about this day for a long time, and for it to finally be here is pretty awesome. You don't want to change your mindset for any match. You want to stay solid and level-headed, and if you start getting, you start letting outside factors play a role, then you might not wrestle your best.
Dake was named Outstanding Wrestler at the event and later received the Dan Hodge Trophy as the nation's best college wrestler. Sports Illustrated selected him of all sports for the College Male Athlete of the Year. Kyle Dake has become a wrestling legend and now turns his focus to the Olympic Games. Well, perhaps the top performance by the United States at the World Championships was turned in by the women's freestyle squad, as they earned a team trophy with a third-place finish in the standings behind only Japan and Mongolia. Terry Steiner's troops did this on the strength of 3 bronze medals won on each day of action. The star on day 1 for the women, Alyssa Lampe at 105. She opened with a victory over an Indian opponent, then was defeated in round 2 by junior world champ Iri Tasaka of Japan. When Tasaka reached the finals, Lampe had new life. She scored tech falls over Romanian and Kazakhstan, and then in the bronze medal round, she quickly pinned her opponent there, Melanie Lesaffre of France. It was her second career world bronze medal.
It's never a perfect day until you win gold, and even then, there's still some things you need to work on, so I'm going to take a month off and then, get back working hard again.
Next, it was Pereskova's turn at 138. She won a world silver in 2010 and 2012, the world championship, and then, of course, she added a bronze medal in Budapest. It gave her a full set of world medals, 1 gold, a silver, and a bronze. After an opening tech over Egypt, Pereskova lost to former world champion Batsetseg Sorensenbold of Mongolia. When the Mongolian reached the finals, Pereskova went into the repechage rounds where she pinned her Venezuelan opponent and had another tech over her Italian opponent. In her bronze medal round, she showed great composure in a 2-0 win over Russia's Anastasia Brushenkova. Nice job, Elena.
I had a really good warm-up. I was hitting some shots and stuff. I just, wrestled a little tentative, especially once time started dwindling down a little bit. I'm really happy I got a medal. I'm just really happy I got a medal.
Well, the final day for the women was marked by Adeline Gray doing what she does best, winning. She got a bronze medal of her own on that day. Gray came in with a 2011 bronze and a 2012 gold for her resume. She pinned her Colombian opponent with an armbar to start the day and then fell to China's Fenglun Zhang in round 2. The Chinese athlete made it to the finals, and that gave Gray new life. Her next bout was a 2-1 win over her past Olympic medalist Guzel Manarova of Kazakhstan. In the bronze medal round, she would dominate Turkey's Yasmin Aydar, the score 8-2.
I really wanted to give that gold with my team, and I feel a little disappointed in myself and definitely ready to go back to the drawing board and make sure that this doesn't happen again.
All right, stay tuned. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Cliff Keen Athletic Folkstyle Nationals. Become a national champion Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, heading into the NCAA championships in Des Moines, Penn State had already won 2 straight NCAA titles and was fresh off the 2013 Big Ten team title. Putting 5 athletes into the championship finals, Cale Sanders' Nittany Lions looked strong heading into the final day. However, it was Oklahoma State that had a strong run in the wrestleback rounds and closed the lead to just 3 points going into the finals. John Smith Cowboys still had a chance to claim the title. Well, the Lions started slowly with losses in the finals by Nico Megaludis at 25 and David Taylor at 65. OSU's Jordan Oliver scored key points in his finals win at 49. In the only Penn State versus Oklahoma State duel of the finals, it was Cowboy Chris Perry who defeated Matt Brown at 74, giving OSU the lead heading into the final 3 bouts. Then Penn State's big men slammed the door shut. It was Ed Ruth who won his 2nd straight NCAA title, this time at 84. He beat Robert Hamlin, if you recall, 12-4. Next up, the exciting long, tall Quentin Wright at 97. He beat defending NCAA champ Dustin Kilgore in the finals, 8-6. It was Wright's 2nd career NCAA crown and clinched the team title for Penn State, giving the Lions a 3-peat.
We're super happy. This was, our guys did a great job. It was back and forth, and our guys came through. I think every year is a little, you have different challenges, and it certainly doesn't get easier.
Well, 2 of the top American wrestlers this year are high schoolers with tremendous futures. They helped Team USA come home this summer with 2 new age group World Freestyle Championships. Maryland star Kyle Snyder, the A6 High School Wrestler of the Year, made the Junior World Team at the age of 17. He competed against athletes as old as 20. His youth, however, didn't hold him back a bit as he had a great run at 2:11 at the Junior Worlds in Sofia, Bulgaria. Snyder scored a quick tech fall in round 1 against his Moldova opponent. In the second bout, he edged a very tough Russian 2-1. Snyder got his takedown offense going in the semis, scoring an 8-0 tech fall over Robin Ferdinand of Germany. Well, the finals didn't start well when Viktor Kishishvili of Armenia threw Snyder and almost got the pin. After working off his back, Snyder unleashed his offense, getting numerous takedowns to score 11 straight points and an 11-4 tech fall.
It was exciting. I've been thinking about this tournament for a while, and I was excited to compete in it, and I was happy with my performance.
Well, the Cadet World Championships were the following week in Zrenjanin, Serbia, and California phenom Aaron Pico was ready to take on the world at 138. Pico started with a tech fall over his opponent from Kyrgyzstan. In round 2, a second period takedown gave Pico a tight 2-1 win over Timur Mammadov of Azerbaijan. After stopping a Moldovan attack by tech fall in the quarters, Pico had to come from behind to defeat Vikas of India in the semis. He did so 8-4. Pico's finals opponent was one very very tough Yuji Fujinama of Japan. The match became an offensive battle as both wrestlers seemingly scored at will. In the second period, 2 Pico takedowns led to an impressive 8-6 win and a Cadet World Championship and the attention of the world.
Worlds, we just stuck with one game plan, that's to attack, get the guys tired, but he was a good opponent. You know, he didn't get tired, but I was able to score in critical circumstances, and that was the difference in the match.
Our wrestling news continues when we return. Stay tuned.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
We go back to May. May was World Wrestling Month, and USA Wrestling wanted to show the world why the sport belonged in the Olympic Games. 2 major events were held that would help turn the tide in the Keep Olympic Wrestling effort. Every year, the Beat the Streets Gala in New York City puts on a big international match to raise millions of dollars for youth in the city. They use iconic locations to stage the event, like the USS Intrepid aircraft carrier or Times Square. This year's gala event was something truly special. Set up in historic Grand Central Terminal, the Rumble on the Rails featured the top 3 freestyle teams in the world, the U.S., Russia, and Iran, all coming together in solidarity for the Olympic movement. It's Iran's first time in the U.S. for wrestling in a long time, a decade to be exact. The meet captured the attention of the public as hundreds of worldwide media outlets turned out for the show. Celebrities were all over the place showing their support for the sport. Both duels were televised nationally by NBC Sports. The first duel featured a 6-1 win by Iran over the U.S., but the big news was the international debut of Dake, who earned a 2-0, 1-0 win over Hassan Tamasebi at 163 pounds.
Going out there was super loud, super intense. You know, the emotions were running high. It felt like we were in Tehran. All the Iranian fans were going nuts. You know, that's one thing we can improve on as a country is get our fans here going crazy for us. USA, USA. That's what we need. I think it'll be cool.
Next up was a USA versus Russia duel with bouts in all 3 Olympic styles. The U.S. dominated on the way to an 8-1 win. Well, the U.S. crowd got fired up when college star David Taylor pinned Magomed Kurbanov in the second period at 163 pounds.
I'm not a guy who's going to stand around. You know, just because it's freestyle, I'm not going to wait for ball grabs. You know, I told Coach, I was like, I might go out and I might lose a match, but it's not because I'm not going to try and score.
World silver medalist Helen Maroulis had a big pin of her own over junior world medalist Irina Kissel at 121.
I've wrestled matches where someone will come up to me and they say, you know, I wasn't going to let my daughter wrestle, but it seems to be working for you, and you know, and people just don't know about the opportunities, you know, college scholarships, so we have to, you know, keep spreading the word and keep getting it out there.
United for Wrestling in Los Angeles was a few days after the event in New York, and Iran was initially scheduled to compete. Instead, the Iranians went home. An event host invited athletes from Russia and Canada to compete. Boisterous crowd of 3,500 fans filled the LA Sports Arena for a spectacular day of action, with several celebrities back on hand to show their support. The event was also the first time the new rules of the international sport were used in a major event, and it was a major hit with the fans in attendance. World and Olympic champ Jordan Burrows dismantled Saba Kubetsky of Russia at 14-3, by the way, the score at 163 pounds.
IOC said it wasn't a very, you know, recognizable sport. It didn't have a lot of fan-friendly rules, you know, it didn't have a lot of viewership, but just watching out there, you can tell that wrestling's huge.
Well, 2-time NCAA champ Jordan Oliver was asked to wrestle twice at 145, and he came away with 2 wins. He scored a late double-leg takedown to edge Magomed Kurbanov of Russia 7-6, and then went on to knock off the Olympian Hazelin Garcia of Canada 5-2.
When I'm the best is when I'm executing my offense and executing and getting to my shots. So I knew going out there he was going to be strong with his hands, strong with defense, and I just had to be aggressive with my feet and my hands and create action to get to my shots.
Well, the junior and cadet nationals in Fargo were exciting again this year, and the biggest story there perhaps came when Michigan's junior heavyweight star Adam Kuhn took to the mat. After his junior year in 2012, he won the junior triple crown, taking golds in all three styles: folk style, Greco, and freestyle. Coming into Fargo as a high school senior, Kuhn had already taken care of the first leg of the crown with a folk style national title in April in Iowa. In Greco-Roman, Kuhn reached the finals and had another shot at Minnesota star Stam Stoll, who had beaten him a few weeks earlier at the FIBA Junior Trials. But it was Kuhn who would open up his offense for the victory via Tech Fall. In freestyle, Kuhn was dominant yet again, reaching the finals against Nathan Butler of Kansas. Another Tech Fall win gave Kuhn the freestyle crown. He became the first to ever win 2 junior triple crowns.
Starting out when I was first little, the only gold medal I got was when people didn't show up and I was the only kid in my weight class. I'd get the snot kicked out of me, and now, just going out there and I just won a national title.
Now let's take a look at a couple other stories that made this year what it was. A key event that helped the sport retain its Olympic status was the Olympia 2013 tournament held on the ancient grounds of Olympia in Greece. The Greek government and Greek Olympic Committee let wrestlers compete there for the first time in centuries, including the first women to ever wrestle on the grounds. American wrestler Helen Maroulis, who competed at the historical event, talked about the experience.
Being the first woman to wrestle on this ancient Olympic ground, I mean, that's incredible. I'm so thankful for that. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Well, folks, that's it for this year. We look forward to bringing you all the big stories from USA Wrestling during calendar year 2014. So from all of us, for the final time this year, I'm Scott Casper, wishing you and yours a very happy New Year, and thanks again for watching USA Wrestling Weekly.